And you know, it's really ironic. I had Chad Tenney phone me today. He went down to the Montreal game at the Coliseum when Montreal played with Vancouver, and Montreal come out the victors in that part there.
I don't know. That sounded pretty good to me, though.
It did. So we're going to look at the officials right now as they line up on the ice. And there you can see referee in the center is Ed Sellinger. Referee on the linesman on the left is Jean-Guy Lalonde and Sloan Bravner. And Jean-Guy has been refereeing now for 11 years. And he just moved out from the Quebec area, and he's done Tier 2 hockey in Montreal, and a very knowledgeable official. One lady we should say hi to, as well as earlier on we said hi. She did a very good job, was the fact that we said George Windsor did a very good job, because George Windsor is the referee-in-chief for the Pacific Coast Amateur Hockey. Heather Steele, another lady that does the computerized assigning with Pacific Coast, and takes up an awful lot of her time and gives up an awful lot of effort and does a very commendable job. Mind you, there's an awful lot of people with the computerized assigning with the computerized assigning that do not phone in as far as referees go. So if you go to a game, be it Delta, for example, or any other area, I know there's an awful lot of people that referees that don't phone in because they just get upset with the computerized assigning, and they say that it's going to take an awful lot of time or too much time, because you probably, Georgie, have had games this year where you haven't had a sufficient number of officials.
That's right, and whether you're doing it by computer or doing it any which way, sometimes it's just really hard to find people. Long weekends and holidays and things like that, referees are really hard to come by. They're somewhat on a volunteer basis. They do get paid for their work, but sometimes it's just not enough. And right now you can see the listing for the Peninsula Eagles. The starting lineup is not listed. They just have their players in order and the coach on the bottom.
Well, the starting lineup, I guess that's subject to change, but we're supposed to pick up on that as best we can. We have to be, there you can see the Surrey roster as well. And we should say, we talk about Surrey, Georgie, they've got a big minor hockey program as well. There's a sign in the Surrey arena that absolutely amazes me every time I go over there. And in the end of the North Surrey Rec Center, the sign says, "It's better to build a boy than mend a man." And boy, oh boy, I keep alluding to that simple fact every time we broadcast one of the Surrey Eagles games from the South Surrey complex down there, which is a magnificent complex. But that's such a true statement. From the draw, referee Eddie Sellinger drops the puck, went all the way back to the point, and that was Vandermark. Tried to clear it out of his own zone. Block kept in on the other side by Underwood. Underwood dumps it behind the net. Far side, whoa, and down in front, short side of the goal, tries the centering pass. Oh, just goes clear across the goal mouth. And Moore couldn't get a good shot on goal. Behind the goal, back to Leggett. Leggett a shot at drive. A big save by the goaltender on that one.
That was a very good save, and as you can see, Surrey left the man wide open in front in the point, and luckily the goaltender, who's a very big boy for his age, I'm not exactly sure what the ages are here, but he's a big boy. And, very he covered enough of the net that he managed to get the shot. He saw it. That was the main thing. He saw it.
The main key right there.
That's
From
right.
the draw, back out. Quinn takes a shot. No relation to Pat, who coaches at Canucks. Takes a shot. Chapman tries to clear it out. Finally, it was blocked just next inside the blue line. Going over on the far side. Boards is Dewitt. Dewitt shoots it. That's knocked down into the air. Turn sent. Blocked it. Takes a shot. Wide of the goal. Far side. And McIver tries to clear that out. And he finally does. Gets it all the way up the center. Nice cross-ice pack. Over to Kurtz. Takes a shot on goal. That's blocked on the short side by Eng. Eng kicks that out. The rebound. The save. Oh, tried it again. And once again, Scott tried to jam it in the short side of the goal, but to no avail.
That's right. It was a good save on the goaltender's part. He wasn't sure where it was. He saw the player come all of a sudden out of the slot with the open puck. He got it, took the shot. Goaltender wasn't sure where it was, and he managed to turn himself that it knocked the puck out. Let's just see if we can have a look at it. First shot, goes down, okay, knocks it to the corner. Okay, now for somehow the Surrey player picks it up, puts it out in the open slot, shoots it. Goaltender says, "Oh, there it is again," and he manages to get it out of the way.
He tried. Boy, oh boy, Surrey doing a good job forechecking right now. Puck shot out and down the ice. Icing is waved off. Goes to the side of the goaltender. And I believe the goaltender, you can tell me whether I'm wrong, is wearing number 35, as it looks like Jeff McPhee for Surrey.
I'm not too sure. I believe you're right. I'll see if I can find out.
Deep down, Scott for Surrey. Tries a centering pass. Does. Pack pass to Chapman. A shot. Big save, the rebound. Chapman going after the rebound, trying to get it out to Scott. Glove to head. Play carries right on. All the way up the center. Coming straight on is Warren. Warren comes in. Splits the D, go around the far side. Warren in the corner, trying to do the centering pass. The rebound, oh, the save by Green as he blocked it and kept it in. He tried to get a shot on goal. And the goaltender, Georgie, was just telling me for Surrey is Jeff McPhee. Puck is shot out down the ice. Icing's indicated, and it's called on the face-off deep in the zone for Peninsula.
That's right. You know, one thing I've noticed tonight, we have a generation of referees, and it's really nice to see. But, you know, like we're saying with girls hockey, the guys come out, or even the girls, they come out and they don't want to hustle. And one thing we're really seeing here tonight with referees is there's a lot of hustle and a lot of desire. They really want to be here.
We do. We've got a little bit of, I guess you would say, age gap out there, not just on the ice, I guess, because both you and I have officiated in the past, Georgie. And it's nice. We've got referee-in-chief for North Delta doing the game, Mr. Ed Sellinger. Ed's a real good referee, and he teaches and trains the younger officials. Does a very commendable job. Peninsula team. That's right. And ex-goaltender. And we should also say, speaking of Eddie, just for a quick second, Eddie's brother Andy is living in Los Angeles area and gone down. He's apparently, Ed was telling me, doing a little bit of movie acting.
That's right, and I understand he's married and has a baby, I believe.
That's a shock. I never ever thought you would say something like that about Andy, but he is. Another person I saw today was Jamie Thornwaite. Jamie Thornwaite lives in Toronto, and he was out here for Christmas holidays.
Oh, wow. Another long-time North Delta native.
Yes, past referee-in-chief as well.
That's
as the
right.
shot goes just wide of the goal. Surrey, Blystone tries a centering pass. They bump in front, puck's in the corner, center shot. Oh, the rebound. Good save there by this young goaltender. I'm going to look his name up because I'm not really sure how it's spelt. I know it's a Peninsula team. You can look it up, Georgie, and let me know.
It looks like Eeg. E-E-G.
First name, I believe, is Trevor.
That's right.
Peninsula having a little bit of a rough go, trying to work the puck out of their own zone. It's blocked on the far side over to Milne. Milne stops it, shoots it. That's blocked. Surrey going off on a wholesale line change. Shields picks it up, gives it a cross ice pass, shoots it off the boards. That's picked up in front by Antifew. Antifew coming straight down across the blue line, makes the drop pass. Nice play as Milne takes a shot. Oh, the big save there, right on the doorstep.
Yeah, very good save. Goaltender standing up and playing and challenging a lot. One thing, you cannot say, like I've said before, is these are big teams, and not one team is going to outsize the other because these are very big boys. And here from the Sun God Arena in the first period, the Peninsula Eagles 0 and the Surrey Lightning 0. It's the Bantam B final.
Final championship game for the 17th annual tournament put on by North Delta Minor Hockey. 11:40 remaining in this first period of play. Surrey Eagles on the attack. Just the Surrey Lightning, I guess they're called. Backhand, big save. And once again, the young goaltender makes the big stop.
That's right, Surrey's testing him early, that's for sure. They're
Yeah, now we see that game on Tuesday. As you can see, the Surrey coaching staff on the bench. We see that game Tuesday morning. And I believe it's a 9:30 start, Vancouver time. Straight down the ice. Coming down for the Peninsula squad. Weaver going in the corner, centers the pass, but that was blocked and picked up as the Surrey squad come back at full strength. Right now, the Peninsula is 0 for 2 on their power play, and they haven't had much success right now. No score in the contest. 5 minutes remaining in this first period of play. Peninsula doing the job, working their way out of their own zone. That's blocked and almost kept in by Schultz. Schultz lost the puck, far side by Shields. Shields lost it, dumped it back out the center, dumped back on goal, and we've got to get an update for our playing roster at the conclusion of this because we don't have some of these players listed. Out of that, it changed numbers on us, and there's nothing more frustrating than having a roster and having people play that are not there.
That's right.
Oh, big save as the goaltender goes down. And he covers up, does the spread eagle, Georgie.
He's playing very well and finding those pucks that are hidden underneath him. I don't know how, because that's got to be the goaltender's worst nightmare. Speaking personally, of course.
There's an awful lot. We mentioned there's rule changes. You'll notice this year with minor hockey in Canada, not just our own province, if you get a 2-minute penalty or a 5-minute penalty for checking from behind, the game misconduct penalty is automatic. It goes with it. Referees have no choice, and they've been instructed. Call it or don't work, and they don't want any more reoccurrences of players getting injured by checking from behind, which is a really foolish and stupid penalty for a person to do because you can injure a person for life.
That's right.
Surrey coming down, works the puck out of their own zone. Good move there by Parrott. Parrott coming down, steals it. Parrott, cross ice pass. Millen goes in. Millen picks it up, trying to get it back into Parrott. Millen picked that up. Shoots it back out, centering pass. Couldn't get a hold of it. Oh, and it goes right to the goalie again. And he's just says, I'm overworked and very underpaid.
That's right. He's got to go for new contract negotiations here. One thing from watching these players is they're playing a quite aggressive style game for these teams. And one thing I've noticed is they're making their hit and they're skating away from each other. You don't see any unnecessary retaliations afterwards, which is nice.
No, that is very nice, especially in a final championship game, because you don't want to put your team in a position where you could get knocked down a peg or two by a foolish penalty.
That's right. Surrey has done a remarkable job in the past few years of cleaning them up because, you know, they used to have so many problems with that, and they're doing a remarkable job.
They sure are. Parrott coming down, takes a shot. That goes wide of the goal. Nice play. Drop pass at the point. Goes back to Chapman. Chapman couldn't keep that one in. Far side, cross ice pass to Shields. Back to Chapman. A backhand shot all the way in the zone. Gets past everybody. Goes down to Leggett. Leggett picks it up in the corner. Shoots it wide of the goal to Parrott. Parrott centers pass. Couldn't get a hold of it. Oh, that's blocked and knocked back over on the far side. Milne picks it up. Milne stops, turns, does the spinorama back in the corner. That's picked out of the air. Trying to get it back to Milne, but couldn't have much luck right now. Finally do. Oh, Milne, the shot wide over top of the net. And boy, that looked like a tough one as Moore almost blocked it. Cross ice pass, tried for the deflection, and Shields almost got that in the top corner, up the top shelf, but did not finish it off. Shot out and down the ice just below our broadcast booth here at the Sun God Arena. And this is a beautiful complex to either broadcast or watch a hockey game at. Not too cold, not too warm right now, but it's not too cold either.
But we have lots of fans out enjoying it.
Yeah, we do, and that's nice to see. Oh, shot over top, just rifled that. And I tell you, if that had capitalized, he would have counted an extra one on the scoreboard. Kept in at the point, trying to get away. Good job there by Blystone. Blystone works his way out, centers pass. Oh, big save. And once again, the young goaltender makes the big stop.
That's right. He's really keeping his team in this game. They're struggling a little bit. Surrey seems to be really putting on the pressure. Very good forechecking team. The coaches have to be happy, though. Something I was going to mention is that you're not noticing the referees. The kids are controlling the game, and they're doing a very good job of it. The referees are making the odd call, but nothing where that's all you see.
Oh, a little different from baseball. Normally, the only person you see on the baseball diamonds the umpire, because they're a very big gentleman, and they think that you know, they do a good job, and they do a lot of travel and all that. But these people, as you say, are not noticed by us right now. Good job by the Peninsula squad trying to work it out. Surrey doing a tremendous job forechecking. Kept back in by McShane. McShane, oh, just leveled his man. McShane keeps it into the blue line. He's hauled down, but managed to regain his balance. Garrett tried to get it out and finally does, all the way out to center. Going back after that in the neutral zone. Peninsula Eagles, they call themselves. And I get a little bit confused right now because we've telecast several of the Surrey Eagles games before. And that's why I call themselves the Surrey Eagles several times, but they're not. They're called the Peninsula Eagles.
They're testing you.
Oh, are they ever? Surrey Eagles play in the BC Junior Hockey League. There's also another team, BC Junior Hockey League team on the island playing out of Cowichan Valley. Oh yeah, have they ever? They've done a marvelous job with you know, with the rebuilding from them, and they've had a little bit of problems in the past. As we wait for the linesman, Sloan Bradner to drop the puck. Finally does, goes all the way back out to center. Now it's picked up by Vandermark. Vandermark shoots it, but back in a whole pile of traffic there, and that was picked up by Isaac. Isaac got a hold of it, lost it, gets it back. Boy, they just want this young man to have the puck every chance he gets. Moore takes a shot, that goes wide of the goal. Back to the goaltender, McPhee. McPhee just doing a good job looking behind his goal, and that's confusing for a goaltender because they never know where to look or which side to look at.
That's right, and every goaltender has his different views.
Straight down, McIver coming in, he's hauled down. Now, questionable, you make the call. I believe we'll have a penalty.
We'll have a penalty, but no penalty shot because he wasn't wide open from the blue line.
That's right, and the other thing with a lot of people, if you watch this and you replay it at home, on your sets, if you've taped it and replayed it again, the biggest thing is if you've got a penalty, okay, we're going to pick this up and we'll explain it to you after.
Now he's going in. He is not alone when he crosses the blue line. That is the reason there's no penalty shot. Yes, he gets hauled down. There will be a penalty, but he has to be coming in alone with nobody between him and the goaltender from the blue line in.
And the other thing with that factor is a simple fact
Peninsula,
that
penalty to
he
number
got
5,
a shot
James
away
Bell.
as well.
2 minutes for
A
a
lot of
slashing.
players, if they
Time
have a
of penalty,
breakaway,
10
they
minutes.
try and get the shot away. And if you don't shoot the puck, you've got a 50-50 chance. The referee's going to call a penalty or a penalty shot.
That's
and
right.
he's probably got a better chance at that. From the draw, back on to Schultz. Schultz takes the shot. That's blocked out. Back to McShane. He takes it far side boards, goes to Kreutz. Kreutz has a hold of it. Kept over on the far side. Back out to Vandermark. Vandermark fighting for it against the boards. Trying to get a hold of it. Back to Kreutz. Kreutz centers in front. Oh, big save and a big pass. And McIver could not get it under this guy. And I tell you, since the first period, this team has really come to life, this squad from Peninsula.
They have. They're playing very well. Unfortunately, they still only have one shot since the first period, but you can see that they're starting to pick up. They're playing more as a team. A little bit quiet on the benches over there, but I think, you know, all in all, they're talking to each other. They know what they want to do. They just can't seem to get it past the Surrey team. And we are Delta Cable Sports live from the Sun God Arena at the Bantam B final game.
Shot, oh, a rebound. They finished that off. A nice shot there from the point by Goulet, I believe, that took the shot from the point. What a shot.
That's right, and we'll just see if we can get a replay of that, because I believe once again the players were left alone in front of the goaltender. Here it is right here. Takes the shot, it deflects. The Peninsula player lifted his foot. Maybe he should have tried to stop it. And number 17 for Surrey, who is Derek Kreutz, he was all alone in front and just happened to say, hey, I'll take that.
Well, they did a good job, and the big thing right there is that if you're going to shoot, the defensive people in front of the goal have to clear the puck out for the goaltender, and they didn't. They just did not have a chance. He was wide open, uncontested, as this player was as he crosses the line. Millen comes down, crossed the line,
Surrey's
trying to centering pass, back with the Blystone. Blystone, back pass. Oh, the save, clearing pass, back to the goaltender. Oh, shot again, and that's wide. Back out to Blystone. Blystone, and they knock it loose. Shot, scores! Big save.
But I think Peninsula is complaining that the Surrey player was in the crease when he took the shot and nobody put him there. We'll just have to wait and see what referee Selinger's decision is going to be. And by the looks of the Peninsula team, I
believe they're going to count the goal. Now, I think, and I could be wrong, they're going to have a penalty again on this. I believe Ed Selinger's called a penalty.
Okay, here's the replay. I believe it's number 11 we're going to have to keep our eye on. Well, maybe they're complaining that the puck was on the net. That's exactly what it was. The puck was on the net. He slashed at it, hit the netting. It bounced over top, and he managed to get in front of the net for the rebound. Little bit iffy, because if the puck was on the netting, normally the play is blown down.
Okay, normally. Now, Ed Selinger mentioned this in our broadcast. We had a chance to talk to him. This is a rule change this year. If the puck goes on the back of the net, they have to play the puck off the net. If they don't, it's a 2-minute penalty.
Watch behind the net. See, he slashed at the netting. It went up and over top in front of the goaltender. He didn't really stand a chance, and I guess number 6 was upset. He went over, did a little bit of complaining, and now he sees himself sitting in the penalty box.
Now, the biggest thing we got to say about that is that the biggest thing about that is the simple fact that a lot of people don't understand that this is a rule change this year, and the goaltenders have to play it off or his team.
By number 10,
but the other thing,
Milne,
the biggest thing with they
5,
play it off is that the referees in different areas of the province are not consistent in making the call. I watch officials in the interior, and they do not make that call. They give them the whistle. I watch officials on the coast. They force them to play off. I do not know what they do in Vancouver Island. And this is really frustrating. It's frustrating for the goaltenders, because they automatically, going back to last year, they expect a stoppage.
Well, I know myself, I always expect a stoppage.
Yeah, and because there's a lot of people that do not know that it's a rule change this year, and that you have to play it off the puck, to play it off the back of the net, rather. It's blocked just inside the blue line. Surrey doing a good job. Blystone working his way out of his own zone, crossed the line, coming in, backhand shot, oh, just wide of the goal. Shot, the rebound, rolled wide, and Milne couldn't get a hold of it. Milne's taken off the puck by Quinn. Good job back at the point. Dietz a shot, the save. Oh, no chance of a rebound on that at all.
You know, goaltender Iggy's playing very, very well. I was tough to do sometimes.
That is, I think maybe the defending player for Peninsula possibly bent down so they didn't able to hit him or something like that, because as we look, McShane's not an overly tall player out there for the
Smart
series.
move if he did do that.
It sure is.
2 minutes for
Put the shot up,
down to the
and I
penalty,
believe that hit
4:49.
someone on the bench.
I think he hit the wrong goaltender.
He did.
They're supposed to shoot at this goaltender down here on the
We're
ice.
going to see if this is going to count as a shot on goal for the goaltender on the bench right now.
That's right. There's his one shot of the game.
Now, important dates to remember. We've said a couple of them right now. We've mentioned Minor Hockey Week, the Quebec Major Junior. The trading deadline for the Western Hockey League is January the 21st, and the OHL trading deadline is January the 28th. For all you people that are connected with Major Junior Hockey in Canada, you've got those dates. And believe me, it's entertaining hockey if you ever get a chance to either go down to Seattle or up to Kamloops area and watch some of the squads there, or in fact, you could even go over to Victoria and watch some of the Cougar games.
That's right.
Puck shot out and down the ice, goes past everyone, and Matthews just lets it go and almost tried to pick it out. Matthews is bumped by his counterpart, number-wise, Parrott. Parrott doing a good job forechecking for Surrey as they are on the power play right now, and they want to see what they can get going. Parrott has it in the corner, stops, turns, picks that one up. He's ran over by Kingerly. Kingerly doing a good job there in his own zone, but has not seen much ice time right now. Shot all the way out and down the ice, goes to the right side of the goal, and that's blocked and picked up by Leggett. Leggett for Peninsula. Little head pass up to Moore. Moore stops, takes a shot, and that's blocked in front by Kreutz. Kreutz blocked it, goes right to the goaltender. Kreutz lost his balance, fell down, goes back to Bell. James Bell stops, picks it up, shoots it off the far sideboards. Kept in at the blue line once again by Scott. Doing a very, very good job forechecking. We've got a penalty coming up, and I believe it's to Surrey once again.
I believe it's probably for a slash. Oh, an elbow. I'm afraid I missed that one.
Well, that's okay.
We'll
that makes two of us.
just have to wait and see.
Well,
And I was
very obvious. That's why we're up here and not down on the ice.
Well, I guess that's exactly why. I was just noticing down below us here, number 6 for the Peninsula still seems to be sitting in the penalty box.
He is. He
Here it
picked
is.
up
Oh, there it was in front of the referee. Just took a couple seconds to think about it. Oh, yeah, I think that was an elbow. Good enough for me.
Well, I believe this player for the Peninsula squad picked up a 10-minute misconduct for his
That's exactly what I was
verbal
just thinking.
abuse and what he said towards Mr. Ed Sillinger. Maybe told him he had one too many drinks over the New Year's or something like that. And Ed said, no, I didn't. No offside pass as he maintained his balance and stayed on, straddling the blue line. Going down is Isaac. Isaac in the corner for Peninsula. Drop pass to Bell. Bell has control of the puck. Back into Isaac. Isaac centering pass. Far side boards. That's picked up by Quinn. Quinn stops, looks, trying to get it over to Bell. Couldn't get it back to Bell as Bell was all covered. Back in the corner. Isaac gives it in the corner. Finally gets it back. Bell at the point waiting for it, but nobody sees him. Back with the Isaac. The shot by Quinn. Saved the rebound. And Surrey's got one player back. They're one player short. And they've done a very commendable job killing this penalty. Shot on goal. Big save by McPhee. McPhee steers that in the corner. He works that over. Both players bump. They're trying to clear it out of their own zone as Garrett couldn't do it by keeping it in. Nice cross-ice pass. Giving it over to McShane. McShane just come out of the penalty box, and he gets leveled in the corner. Good, solid check. And I believe they scored the goal, and the referee says yes, it was in.
They did. It went in before the net went off. It went between the
Close
goaltender's
ball.
leg. The old wraparound goal. Goaltender's worst nightmare.
Alan Gretzky style.
That's right. I don't think some of us do it with quite as much class, but it went in, and that's all that they care about.
Well, the biggest thing is that they scored. Now, once again, they're going to be discussing it with the referee.
Yeah, you can see that the play's going behind the net, and there he is right there. It goes in, and then the net gets knocked off. Very obvious that the goal went in. It was a beautiful goal, actually. Very smart play by Surrey, and a short-handed goal at that. Wants to talk to the referee, but he's forgetting that our cameraman's right there.
Well, a little too obvious. Eddie's not asking him what's going on and all that, but they're discussing it and all that. And a little bit of frustration set in, and there you can see a good close-up shot of referee Ed Sillinger.
Doing a very good job. He hasn't been very, very noticeable this game. He's letting the boys play hockey, and that's what they were doing.
You know, we talked earlier on about the simple fact that, we have coincidental minor penalties, I believe. Now, I don't know who's picking it up for Surrey. Player number 10.
Number 10.
And that's Blystone on my sheet.
Yep, Brad Blystone.
Now, we talked earlier on about losing officials. This is what happens when the BC Amateur do not want to put clinics on for people in the evening.
Nathan Milne, both 2-minute each.
I believe
for
number
roughing.
7
Time
just
of
picked
penalty
up
is
an unsportsmanlike
11:07.
conduct because he will not stop talking to referee Ed Selinger.
It's called yapping off and
Well,
getting the
that too.
referee frustrated. And all you're going to do is dig your team in a little digger hole right now, a little deeper hole, I guess, and then see what transpires.
Yeah.
But what takes place is the simple fact that we talked about Jeff not refereeing no more this year. The problem they have in a lot of different areas is the simple fact that they put clinics on in the Lower Mainland every Saturday and every Sunday. Well, my question to the people that put the clinics on is what happens to people that want to referee and help minor hockey out and they work shift work? I'm talking about people that finish work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Like me.
If you think they're going to go sit in the clinic all day, believe me, you're dreaming. If you think they're going to take a holiday, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, if, for example, they get Wednesday and Thursday off,
That's right.
how can you get these people involved? And the only people that you're hurting are the kids.
That's
because
right.
there's a lot of people, and I'm talking older individuals that I've spoken to as well as yourself, that want to get carded, but because of the dates of the clinics, they cannot get carded. And that is drastically
it's
wrong.
very frustrating. And just as everybody noticed, number 10 for the team, James Isaac for Peninsula, has gone into the penalty box. He's serving an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for number 7, Graham Cliff, because he just wouldn't stop yapping to referee Ed Selinger.
Number 7,
A
Graham
little bit of
Cliff.
frustration set in, and Cliff.
2 minutes
we
for
will hear the
unsportsmanlike
announcement
conduct. Served by number 10, James Isaac. Time of the penalty, 11:07.
by Jeff Dodd as Surrey come down across the blue line, and it's a delayed offside indicator. They touch the puck, and we have a whistle, and we'll have a face-off just out in the neutral zone. The puck will be dropped by Jean-Guy Lalonde, as we mentioned earlier. He just moved out from Quebec.
That's right. And you were talking about the referees clinics, and I remember one year we did one, and it was a Monday to Friday thing at night. It made life a little easier.
That was in August, and it was a lot of fun. Gets the people thinking about hockey more or less.
It gets the referees in the area to know each other too. When you go for one day and you cram in, students know what I'm talking about, because there's nothing worse than trying to cram and do an exam at the end of the day after you've learned all these things. You got to give a little bit of time to comprehend all this stuff.
Isn't that the truth?
And the guys got a chance to know each other, and it works out really good, because they're going to be working with each other all season.
Yeah, they sure are. At least they should be. And the big thing is communication again. As Surrey come down across the blue line, go in on goal as Scott shoots, scores! Scott goes in and cuts to the center. A power play goal once again. Boy, oh boy, this is the one thing this Peninsula squad have to do is stay out of the penalty box. They're the powerhouse.
Yeah, they really do. They have to stay in the penalty box. And, nothing against Trevor Eeg. He's played one heck of a game. But watch on this shot, you can see he's very, very tired. He may not have seen it, I don't know, but he looks very tired. He was very slow going down to make the save. Why not give the other goaltender a chance? You're down 7-0 at this point. Give his his average a little bit of a rest, and going to win this game or whatever he told them. But they've seemed to come out playing more aggressive, and what I'm wondering is if they would have played this aggressive style from the beginning in the Bantam B final, as you all saw on your TV screen, if maybe they would have stood a little bit of a better chance.
That's right, because they didn't really start to get aggressive and forecheck a whole lot until there was about maybe 5 minutes left in the first period.
That's
As
right.
Surrey's done a good job, McIver in the corner doing a commendable job forechecking, has the puck, lost it, goes out against the far boards, and it just casually rolls out in front of the Surrey bench. Going back is Shields. Shields picks that up, a back pass off the far boards, leaves that for Scott. Scott turns at center ice. He sidestepped the check. Nice move there, because he could have just got hammered. And that's a scary check when you come in and cut to the inside and you lost the puck. Going back all the way out to center ice. Milne picks it up, goes in across the blue line, give it over there to McIver, and he's offside as he bumped with Underwood once again. And this Underwood's playing a lot more aggressive than we've seen him play in the past.
That's right. He's playing very well. He's settled down after that misconduct penalty that he served, and he seems to be playing a lot better. And the rest of the team, as we said, tempers are flaring a little bit because they're upset, and their egos are a little bit hurt, I think, too. But Surrey is being very good about that. They're pretty much just skating away, trying to ignore whatever might happen.
Well, they're trying to, and again, Surrey is a very, good organization. They've been around for an awful long time, and the Surrey Association have put out an awful lot of good hockey players as well. Of course, they've had junior hockey in the past, whether it's the Surrey Rec Center or the Newton Arena. They used to have the Surrey Rangers used to play out of the Newton Arena going back a number of years, and now they play out of South Surrey, the Surrey Eagles. Connected with the minor hockey in the Surrey area, be it Surrey or Semiahmoo, and I keep getting confused with Semiahmoo and White Rock because it's basically one of the same association, just a name change and all that stuff. Coming down across the blue line, and we have an offside just out in the neutral zone in front of the penalty box as
Very
the
good
coincidental
call.
minors expire.
That's
Shields stopped, blocked. Shields does a centering pass again, and that's blocked back to Scott. Scott couldn't get a shot on goal as we have a delayed penalty indicated coming up, and Peninsula pulled their goaltender. Surrey going after the puck on the far side. That's Milne. He stops the play, and we have a high sticking penalty, I believe.
That's right. Very smart move by the goaltender. Saw the referee's arm go up right away. He went straight to the bench. A little bit of confusion at the bench. One of the players came out, and the one on the ice panicked. Oh my goodness, we have too many men. So they didn't quite get that sixth attacker out.
Well, a lot of goaltenders, the referee is going to call a delayed penalty. The goaltender wants to go to the bench for an extra attacker, and the problem you have, there you can see it, Net.
Yeah, he's hauled down. I don't believe that was a penalty. It was further back. Possibly could have been one there too, but I believe the penalty was further back in the Peninsula end zone.
We'll give Ed the benefit of the doubt. That could have been the call he was making. It might not. Shoot, score!
And now we can say it. They broke the shutout. It is now 7-1.
That S word.
And we will say that the clock is wrong. That is his 9th shot of the game, not his 8th.
That's his 9th and a very, very jubilant amount of
You would think it was New Year's here.
You really would. And it was nice, Surrey, a little bit of, frustration from Jeff McPhee. There you can see Jeff McPhee,
yes.
the young goaltender, but you can't blame him. You can't do it by yourself. They took a foolish penalty, a power play goal.
Yeah, that's all we have. And you can see he's very frustrated. He really wanted that shutout for the gold medal final.
Especially the final championship game.
And he's played, he hasn't had a lot of shots, but the ones he's had, he's played really well, and he's been out there. He's really played a heads-up game considering.
Oh, he sure has.
He's had so many times to get cold.
Oh, very good job. But he has, as you were saying, he is cold. He hasn't seen much rubber tonight.
The assist to number 10, James Isaac. Time of the goal, 1:51.
Got a couple players mix it up deep down in the Peninsula end zone as Surrey come down and they're offside.
Now let's see if that's an intentional offside. Nope, he didn't call it.
He should have. That should have been an intentional offside. He obviously played the puck as they were clearing the zone. He had no intentions of letting that go.
He obviously knew he was offside. He was the only one back here.
He was the only one there. The only person that was near to him was the goaltender, but that was the goaltender for Peninsula.
That's right. And Delta Cable Television Sports is live at the Sun God Arena with the Bantam B final. We're in the 3rd period with 1:21 remaining. The Surrey Lightning are leading the Peninsula Eagles 7-1.